So in today's video, I saw something I was not supposed to see, and that is the S650 Mustang GT in race red, kind of like the one behind me, but that's obviously the S550 Mustang GT. You see, I've been a sucker for race red or torch red Mustangs since I've gotten into Mustangs. I've loved every one of them. I was actually at the launch for the S650 Mustang where I got to see them up close, and I liked them. I thought it was a good evolution design for the Mustangs, but obviously the colors over there were like a ruby red or rapid red, I guess what they're calling it now. The dark horse, the amber blue, I believe, and a couple other colors for the EcoBoost. It was like a silver or gray. So while I like the body language for the S650 Mustangs, it still was not a color that would really spark my interest. Well, there have been some pictures recently that have been going around, and I saw the thread. I was like, I don't want to open it, and I made the mistake of doing it, and there it was. Race red Mustang GT, and I have to say it looks really good, and that does not sound fun because that means I might be in some trouble. While this S550 Mustang in race red looks really good and kind of has my heart, I want to be able to look at these S650 race red Mustang GT pictures with you and just look at those. I mean, those pictures, I'm just gonna run the slideshow and we'll talk about them. I mean, the front looks really good on the S650 Mustang. The race red really popped. The side view looks good, especially with the spoiler being a little bit higher up than what we have with the S550 Mustangs. It sticks out much further. I like the whole wing style on that, and the black kind of contrasts really well with the race red. I like the wheel options. Of course, this is probably a performance pack given the wheel option. This doesn't look like to be a regular Mustang. And of course, the rear end looks very angular. I do kind of prefer the S550 taillights over this, but I have to say overall the design looks really good. I kind of wish they had the deck lit black as well, but like I said, I think just the flow of the body language, you're not really able to do that. But I think overall the S650 race red looks really good based on these pictures. You see, when the S650 Mustang was launched, I had to make a decision whether I was going to wait for the S650 Mustang, bring that onto the channel and kind of modify and play with it, or start modifying my car, because for 2-3 years I had owned it. I didn't really modify the Mustang at all. So, and especially with all the news of the S650 Mustang coming out and not being able to modify them because the ECU was going to be locked, I didn't want to wait a few years down the road to be able to modify it. I was getting the itch to start modifying a Mustang, so I decided to start modifying this one. And I put a GT500 spoiler on. I got some lowering springs. I'm waiting on the wheels right now, and it's pretty much coming along. The build is coming along really nicely, and I'm excited to be doing some power mods, and who knows, maybe boost in the future as well. But I have to say that race red S650 Mustang GT looks so good, and it has me kind of questioning my decision of sticking with this one and be able to modify that. The Mustangs in general have looked very good in terms of the S650 Mustang design language. It looks a lot more aggressive than the S550 Mustang. Of course, I still prefer the S550 because I just haven't seen the S650 a lot on the road yet. But I know once I start seeing them, I might start developing preference towards them. But just seeing it in race red, obviously, it just looks so perfect. I would like the deck lit to be black, but I just know the way the design language kind of flows, you're not really able to do that with that Mustang. But I have to say it looks gorgeous, and I would love to own it one day, especially seeing Dark Horse. I feel like once starting in summer, we should be seeing a lot more of these. So especially once the Dark Horse starts coming in race red, that's going to be a game changer. And I really hope I don't completely regret my decision modifying it, but who knows? There might be an S650 Mustang in the future for this channel, and that would be amazing. To be able to bring that car in, modify it firsthand as the mods are coming out, that would be very good for the channel as well, and of course I would get to enjoy it as well. So I mean, here is my S550 Mustang GT, obviously in race red, and this is what it kind of looks like. Like I said, I've started modifying it. It's lowered now, got a GT500 spoiler, waiting on the wheels right now, getting some new tires. That's really going to set the build out in terms of cosmetics, but I don't know. I mean, seeing that in race red kind of has me questioning my decision. I feel like if it wasn't for not being able to modify that S650 Mustang because the ECU is being locked, I would have not modified this one and just kind of waited on the S650 and just sold this one and gotten the S650 race red on this channel. But the fact that you cannot modify it right away, I would have to wait a little bit longer until people really figure out the ECU, because C8 Corvettes were the same thing. They came out in 2020, and just around last fall or so, we're starting to get some tuners who are able to kind of crack the ECU to be able to tune those Corvettes, and that's been out for almost 3 years now. An S650 Mustang, similar to the C8 Corvette, we probably won't be able to modify for another couple years or so before tuning companies really figure the ECU out and be able to start pumping out some of the mods. So guys, let me know in the comments below, should I be modifying this a lot more, start doing performance mods on this as well, or do you think I should wait out just to see what the S650 is going to have in store for us, and maybe we might be able to modify it. Of course, I'm enjoying the whole modification process with this Mustang, so I will continue to do so until we really have some concrete news where I can bring the S650 Mustang on the channel. But I think for now, I am very content with where the build is headed and all the modifications I've done on this so far. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing about it. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. That's the first time I'm really getting to modify the car pretty much from start to finish, where I'm going to do the whole build that I have kind of envisioned about it, and it does include some of the power mods as well, so make sure you are tuned and subscribe to the channel so you can follow this whole build along.